Commissioner Bowers?
I guess just one last thing, and not specific to this bill, but you know, you hear two different stories from a demolition standpoint, and you say, all right, what have we learned, and how do we do it better, the next time? And you know, I don't know if you go into something like this, you say, all right, do I drill core samples in dirt, or do I, when I retain a professional and not be specific, but saying, you know, really examine this, and I think we just need to think about our scope of work when we're talking about getting into something we don't totally know.
One of the points is that the environmental review, the phase one, which we do automatically for everything that we touch, phase one, usually the environmental consultant will say, hey, we think you got some problems, you need to do a phase two. Now, when we do a phase two, we dig holes and we drill. We do all that stuff. And I have to tell you, on that site, I was completely convinced that that site, being a street department site, was totally polluted. And when the city authorized the phase two under Dade having the street department, I again was convinced it's going to come back bad. And they got actually a clean report that that site had no toxicity to it, including drilling holes in the dirt and things like that. The site was clean. I would have bet a year's pay against that.
Which site are we talking about?
We're talking about a street department site where the facility is located.
So we had a phase two done?
We had a phase two. We went through all that stuff, and there was nothing on the phase two.
But isn't a phase two more inclusive than just an asbestos study?
Oh, yes. Yes.
In the building.
They're doing, that's the surface.
They drill the ground, they drill around it to see if they can find a pattern or a path that something has occurred. That's usually the first thing they do. And what they will do is they will drill in certain areas, and the commission, on many times, we drill right across property lines, right along the edge of the property line, to see if there's any contamination coming from adjacent property, things like that, under a phase two. So we don't take this lightly. We do, when we suspect things, we take caution. And it's a situation where it was one of those things where it was just missed. And if someone could basically say that I've gone through that building, I've crawled in the tubes and the pipes and everything like that, we did not require that part, because there was nothing that came out that you should look after. Environmental people, when they review a building, are always looking for more work. And if they can go to a building and saying, hey, we think you got some problems over here, you need to start doing this, we do it. We'll authorize the work. We never scrimp on phase two and investigation. We spend the money because the more information we have, the better off we are.
Thank you.
No, I am